Hi, my name is Rick Howell. I'm a TV guy, and this show is called Talk Back to Television. It's about the business of television, how we make the programs, how we distribute the programs, and mostly how we pay for the programs. Because if we can't pay for the shows, there's nothing to watch. Stay tuned. Good morning. This is Talk Back to Television, and I'm thrilled to be here with my friend Mike Nagel. Mike, how are you?
I'm good, Rick. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you. And you are the general manager of streaming for Gannett USA Today, right?
That's what they tell me.
That's what they tell you. And by the way, you are a distributor of Talk Back to Television, so we're thrilled about that, and we're looking to be continuing with that relationship. But you have a new word in your vocabulary, at least to me, for this service, and that word is live. Now, admittedly, I am somebody who hates live because there's too many things that can go wrong and you can't edit. But you're going to start doing live, right?
Yeah, crazy but true. 2024 is going to be a really exciting year for us. We just signed off on doing live broadcasts with Amagi, who's our distribution partner. And that's going to include both USA Today, our news channel, News Lifestyle Entertainment, and USA Today Sports as well.
Tell us, now you mentioned as we were chatting something about reporters in the Indianapolis Star being able to provide information. I'm all confused.
Yeah,
how does that happen?
We're really fortunate. We have news bureaus all over the country, and having our talent like that embedded in the communities gives them unique credibility and unique access. And last year, the team at the Indianapolis Star, which is a Gannett newspaper, had reporters embedded in the pit for the Indy 500. And we aired those excerpts, but we didn't air them live. This year, get out your low power headphones. Right. You hear the engines revving. Hopefully, thanks to live, you'll also smell the oil burning.
Now, okay, so that's interesting. Gannett is at its core, and with the USA Today newspaper, they are a newspaper company, but they have how many different newspapers around the country?
You know, we're talking about 250 news bureaus. We have newspapers in about all of the 50 states. I think we might be missing one or two. But in terms of talent and resources and storytelling, even just recently, we just aired a documentary called After Prison, which was produced by our team in New Jersey. And it's about the rehabilitation process that inmates undergo and what happens when they get released back into society. And those are stories that only Gannett can tell. Having our reporters, it happened to be about an inmate in New Jersey getting released and going to take classes at Rutgers. Having that understanding of the communities that you serve can only happen if you're embedded right there. And we're really proud to be able to bring more of that content to our audiences live, along with some episodic stuff that we'll be launching later on in the year.
Let's go back to the embedded thing, because as an old journalist, emphasis on the word old, having reporters in market who know the stories, know the people, know the ins and outs, know all the back doors to get more information, that's a huge advantage. That, for example, in a Baltimore, you would have one NBC affiliate covering a large DMA, but you might have half a dozen Gannett newspapers within that DMA, and all of those have reporters who know the local folks, right? I mean, that's a monumental advantage to local live news reporting.
Yeah, I mean, I give a great deal of credit to our content team and our news team here. I'm on calls with these guys regularly. Now, what I love is that they never sacrifice the journalistic integrity for the sake of commercialization of the content, which as a distribution and a sales guy myself, sometimes I'm biting a newspaper off camera because I hear other opportunities there. But that's part of the integrity of, we have this great piece. Should we air it? Do you want to air it? We always have that conversation at several touch points in the organization. And I give a lot of credit to our news team who, to quote Jack Nicholson, we want them on that wall.
Absolutely. All right. So now you're going to have live news coming in from the local markets. What other kinds of things are you looking at?
We're going to start airing a lot more of the White House pressers. We'll obviously air State of the Union. We're going to, our shared interest next year, we'll have the Thanksgiving Day Parade live.
There you go.
The tree lightings live, some seasonal stuff that's fresh in mind because it was just last month. And we're looking at some other opportunities, doing some post-game stuff on the sports side, maybe even doing live coverage of MMA, our MMA junkie team from USA Today's sports media group. They're the sports center of combat sports, and they get access to every combatant that enters the octagon. And I'd love to put some of that stuff on the air. Now we just got to make sure if we have the dump out button in case some of the language gets a little bit colorful.
Well, but it's not exactly the same rules as primetime network television. You have a little bit of latitude, don't you?
You're right. We're still trying to be mindful, as those worlds converge. The lines
you have to respect your audience first.
Yeah,
that's where it starts.
Yeah, and you got to make sure that we have a national feed, and now it's a global feed. We're reaching Foxtel, our friends in Australia. G'day, if you're watching from there. We want to make sure that whatever they're watching has the context of being Gannett-worthy, being worthy of the USA Today brand, and being comfortable for the audience.
It's interesting, and we've only got a couple more minutes, but when you and I started working together and you gave me a list of all the different places people could watch USA Today, and then that list kept expanding, and literally I ran out of ink writing it all down. Pretty much anywhere you turn, according to somebody's quote, there you are. I mean, you've done an astonishing job getting this distribution for that, and now you're building the news content, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, Rick, and I'll steal another phrase, it takes a village to make sure that we have the team in place to build the channel. All I got to do is make sure I stay out of their way. They're telling compelling stories. We onboarded a ton of new content, both internal and external. Our licensing partners, we bring back Suki and Scott in 2024. We're launching The Rundown with Ramon Ray and our Money Block B-Sides, a music series. We also launched a ton of content from New York Fashion Week. Nardos, Inez DeSanto, Tara Babylon, Private Policy. Now when you tune in, you never really know what you're going to see. And that's kind of part of the magic show that we're running here. Right. This is a news, entertainment, and lifestyle experience. And we want to surprise our viewers contextually every time they tune in. And occasionally they'll even see the ITV doctor.
Well, and okay, we're not going to jump ahead, but it does feel like we're going to be able to continue with Talkback to Television, my new show, which is Talkback for Change. You're already running Inside Television, and maybe, just maybe, we'll find a way to get the old Friday Fireside up there and let everybody find out what in the world we're doing over on this side of the world.
I like the way you think, and thanks for letting us cheat off your paper.
All right, listen, I'm going to sign off. Mike Nagel, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Hakeem Jeffries